Welcome. We will be talking about callback functions. A callback function is a function that we pass into another function as an argument. For us to be effective in writing a callback function, we need to understand how the parent function uses the callback function. For example, I have two functions here, function SUMNumbers and function SUMCallback. Our intention is to use SUMCallback as a callback function for SUMNumbers. Let's see how we do that. Because a callback function is what is passed into another function as an argument, so we can simply pass SUMCallback into our SUMNumber function as an argument like this. But this is not going to work. For it to work, we need to create a link between the two functions, and we do it like this. So if we now log this to the console, we clear the console and we run, what we are going to have is I will be performing summation today, and I will be a callback for some numbers, like what you've seen here. In our second example, we want to attempt how we can create a callback function when working with other JavaScript function notation. And we will also try to pass an argument into our callback function. So look at these other two functions. They're not different from the ones we worked with before. The only difference is that this is an arrow function. What makes it an arrow function is that we've removed the function keyword and we've introduced the arrow, which is this. Our argument, our function here accepts two parameters, A and B. It add them and print out the sum. Our intention is to use SUMCallback as a callback function. So the first thing to do is to create a link, just like we've discussed before. So we put in call, which is a parameter. We come back here, we put in call, and then we pass in sum. Remember, we also want to put an argument in our callback function. So here we can put result, which is the result of the summation of A and B. Since we want it to be printed out to the console, we come here and then put result. Our SUMCallback is a callback function. So let's pass it in here as an argument to fulfill its function as a callback function. We clear the console and we run. Let's see what is going to be logged to the console. We will see I am only a callback, but the result of the sum is 5. Good. Where we enjoy callback functions the most is when working with asynchronous JavaScript programming. Asynchronous JavaScript programming involves the execution of many operations at the same time without any blocking the execution of another. Such operations include tasks like making API requests, reading files, or performing database queries. Let us see how we can achieve that in our class today. So we have these functions here. These functions are not different from the ones we've been working with. The only difference here is that we've added another function, which is the asynchronous function. What makes it an asynchronous function is the use of the async keyword before the declaration of the function calculate sum. So our function here utilizes await to pause the execution until some number operation is complete. If an error occurs, the error is then catch under our catch and log to the console. For us to use the calculate sum, we have to call it just like this. We don't need to pass in an argument because the argument has already been passed into the function when we use the await keyword. Now let's log it to the console and see what we are going to have as the result. Here we go. This is 11. Thank you for being part of our class today. See you in our next video.